believe there was no way you could rank them. So in some cases, we just smushed them and consolidated them, and then we played with some circles to try to figure out. And then I said it's a trick assignment. And, it's a trick assignment. I want to know
I've been discovered.
that there's no way that you could possibly separate all these, but then at the end we came up with personal identity.
A new one.
Personal identity is presence of self,
Wait, hold on, please. Okay,
and living out leadership.
got it.
Yeah. So if you're going to
You discovered the secret. There's really 3 clusters in those 12, and the 3 clusters are functional, doing things, emotional, feeling things, and spiritual things. That's the underlying structure, and you're correct. You got to do all of them at once. But now here's the question. When you look at this list, would millennials look at this list and prioritize it differently than us boomers?
Ask them.
We also had the conversation that we're Americans, Western mindset looking at leadership. And you wouldn't see this personal, individual stuff in Asia, South Africa, other countries having just had these conversations in Bali and Thailand.
So
So
then-
that's another perspective.
So then we've got another overlay. It's not also so much the millennials versus the boomers, but it's a Western perspective within that context. Okay?
I want to hear from Gen Y. What did y'all think? Real quick.
I was big on big on, finding out where you as a leader fit in with your constituency and those who you're leading, and oftentimes understanding that has to do with following at some points in time, and realizing that you can't lead without hearing any, who are you leading? That's important to understand. It's important to understand before you get to the future thinking and the drivers of change, and realizing that why do you study history if you're not going to, have it impact you what you do in the future.
We're working on that here.
I think we were really working off a lot of the same ideas and saying so I was saying that how you rank them is entirely situational. It depends on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So for instance, we agreed that all of the personal transformation things, we should all be doing that all the time, regardless of if you're in a leadership role or not. But that kind of thing really lends itself to the type of leader who is a visionary leader, like a Nelson Mandela, or somebody that people follow because they see the light of the work that's been done in that person. Then there's the leadership of a given endeavor, in which you require one person to be the leader, to be able to oversee, do the systems thinking, do the future thinking, to be able to see the bigger picture so that all of the players inside can be more specialized and do their job. And then there's the collaborative leadership, which is like what you're talking about, where you accept that in any given situation, a different person might rise to the role of leadership because of the qualities that they embody on that list.
Excellent.
Please, Molly.
Can I make a comment? I've heard a lot, and there's 2 circles drawn up there right now for 2 generations, millennials and boomers. And being a very proud Gen Xer, you have to remember that there is this Gen X that has kind of gotten lost in the middle between boomers and millennials. And part of it is because Gen Xers are a very independent-based generation. So let's just not forget the Xers in this dialogue, because for problems to be solved and for things to move forward, we have to be solving problems intergenerationally, multiple generations at the table, not just 1 or 2. We really need 3, really all 4 generations who are in existence right now.
Anybody else?
So that's just a comment. Xers are actually 30 to 50, based on what generational expert you read.
I would offer this up. The current studies, what we know in terms of research on leadership, said that it is much more situational. And what we're hearing from the gamer community, if you will, is that the task at hand, you pick the leader that's got the right mix for that task at hand, and then that changes off. In fact, that's the latest work that IBM has been doing. And then we know from some other empirical research present in this audience that it's more about the task to be performed and the character of the person than it is their chronological age. Right, Cynthia?
Come and talk to you about that.
You would agree with that? Thank you. Okay, you want to do the break thing now? This has been great. You discovered